Can you tell I'm cutting off my forehead because of my black roots? Oh yeah. Anyways, before we get into the story time, I just want to let you know that I am wearing extensions. Dude, I could hardly quit in this. As you can tell, they're extremely long. Do they look natural? Yes, they do. They blend in perfectly with my blonde hair. Huge shout out to Irresistible Me. Irresistible Me is one of the best extensions I've ever worn. First of all, the quality is amazing. It really does achieve that really full hair look. I feel like Gigi. You know who Gigi is? I feel like her when I have these on. I can't help it. They don't feel heavy at all on the head. I love that you can style the hair with heat and it still looks very natural, like your real hair. It doesn't give that fake synthetic shine, you know what I'm saying? If you want slaying hair. I'm gonna link all their information down below. So on to the story. Before we jump in, I just want to mention what my background is. So if you don't know about my culture, I am Hmong. And if you don't know, the original belief that Hmong people practice is shamanism. I grew up with that background because my mom is known to be very spiritual. Not in a weird way, okay? She was completely normal. But my mom does connect to the dead. Well, she can. And she can communicate with them. Well, in a way that's kind of weird, but I mean, you wouldn't understand. Oh my gosh, I've seen weird things. Trust me. Girl. Recently, a couple years ago, my mom remarried. He is actually a really well-known shaman in California, so shout out. He goes around and fight ghosts, basically. What the hell? Put my mom and a shaman together, they're even more spiritual as ever. For instance, someone in our family lost their phone and my mom goes,
"Oh, I see it. It's somewhere not too high, not too low."
And it was under the couch, so I guess she was kind of right. I mean, in the middle. So this story has a lot to do with two main factors. It revolves around sleep paralysis and my culture. I know a lot of people are going to, you know, be like, okay, sleep paralysis is a scientific thing. I believe that. I do believe that. However, why is it that when you get sleep paralysis, it's always a bad, scary ass dream that comes along with it? Is that scientific? Please tell me. A couple years back when I was having sleep paralysis, it was very like active during my high school years, and it dragged on to my first or second year in college. My bed used to be this direction. Now it is this direction. When it was this direction, I remember a very distinctive time when I fell asleep after school because, you know, that's what high schoolers do. And I felt this very heavy freaking pressure on my chest. It felt like a huge stone being pushed onto my chest, and then it felt like more stones were being piled onto my chest. That is the initial start of a sleep paralysis segment. What? You feel like you're in a dream where you're half awake, half asleep. You are literally waking up from the position you're in, and you see everything clearly around you, but you cannot breathe, move, or speak at all. I slept straight, and apparently you're not supposed to sleep completely straight. When I woke up, now I was sure I was awake. I wasn't in my, you know, half asleep, half awake dream anymore. I opened my eyes as this was happening to me. I saw a figure at the end of my bed, and I know a lot of you guys are gonna be like, oh my gosh, what if you were just dreaming? Talk to my hand. It was a huge figure, and I remember exactly how it looked like. It had like a little peak as, oh my god, why am I trying to walk? And it had like a little peak as a head, just hunched over, and a big shadow, a wide shadow, I'll say. It wasn't tall. When I saw that, I shot out through my door, like literally running in tears. I actually crawled out of my bed because I was so freaking scared and frightened. Also, from mutual families, there was a guy who was actually having severe sleep paralysis, and he will actually get sexually touched. I know that sounds very weird and odd, and you're gonna be like, but I mean, okay. I do believe in ghosts because I watch a lot of paranormal stuff, but can't really argue because I believe in mermaids also. Ooh, look at this here. Outside my room, I have a black pouch hanging on top of my door. I don't know what's inside, but some spiritual things. Yeah, it'll help prevent having ghosts come into my room. My cousin has very bad sleep paralysis, and she sleeps with like a knife and a rock under her bed, and she has like yarn necklaces that has like spiritual protection. Now if it gets really bad, they do a different kind of procedure. One time a shaman actually came into my house for something, and he was again a very well-known shaman. He traveled everywhere to help people. Anyways, I can't really tell that story as to why that shaman came to our house, because if I did, y'all would flip. Let's just say he came into our house. While he was here, I was still getting a lot of sleep paralysis. It was really bad. I actually had him come to my room. As soon as he stepped into this room, he felt the energy of a little boy. Woo! Woo! Keep in mind, my bed was still in this direction. He said,
"There's a boy at the end of your bed."
Which didn't really correlate to the man I saw because he was not little.
"This little boy lingers in your room."
He is a possible candidate of your sleep paralysis. I'm getting chills! To prevent sleep paralysis happening to me, the only way was to switch my bed from this direction into this direction. And guess what? When that happened, I never got sleep paralysis ever since. But I'm such a pro at sleep paralysis now. I can actually stop it from happening. I'm like super positive on this. I can sense a woman standing in front of my door at the end of my bed. For real.
Right.